Good evening and welcome to Prestige Worldwide. We're broadcasting live from the dungeon with Hockey Rob. We've got 2014 full case break Jumbo Tops football. It's an eBay break, so everyone's got their teams. They know who they have. Let's get ready to knock this thing out. There she is. Good luck to everybody in on the break. Oh, break for days. Let's see what we got here. Back this up a little bit for you. Get a good view. All right, here we go. Box one. Pack one. Let's see who we got in here. All right, base. We start with a gold. Marvin Jones with Cincinnati Bengals. Unleashed. Kid cards. Matt Stafford, 4,000 Yard Club. Aaron Rodgers, Fantasy Focus. Tony Romo, Fantasy. Kendall Wright, 1,000 Yard Club. Andre Williams for the Saints, Mini. And we've got a redemption already, right out of the gate. Topps autograph, Odell Beckham Jr. for the New York Giants. Nice hit on the first pack. Bam. And then the rookies. Okay. Nice start. There we go, right down to the... There we go, gold Sidney Rice. It's a nice looking card. Reggie Bush Unleashed. Kid cards. 4,000 Yard Club. Drew Brees from the New Orleans Saints. Rob Gronkowski, Fantasy Focus. Matt Forte. AJ Green, 1,000 Yard Club. Torrey Smith for the Baltimore Ravens mini card. Justin Tuck. And we're back to base. Okay. And the rookies. And here we go. The Rookie Premier Gold. Wow, look at that. It's the full rookie class. Ruben Mathis, Colts for the Unleashed. Kid cards. Ben Roethlisberger, quarterback for the 4,000 Yard Club. Victor Cruz for Fantasy. Fantasy Focus, J.J. Watt. 1,000 Yard Club. Whoa, look at this. We got a printing plate, a 1 of 1 magenta printing plate for the Washington Redskins. C-Stuck. Don't know the guy, but. And then we got a Johnny Manziel mini. Look at that. Johnny looking fresh. And some rookie cards. So we got a printing plate and Odell Beckham Jr. already. Looking good. There we go. Troy Polamalu gold for the Steelers. Unleashed. Earl Thomas for the for the Seahawks. Kids cards. 4,000 yard club Peyton Manning. Fantasy Doug Martin. Fantasy Focus. So we got Pierre Garcon. Redskins. Fantasy 1,000 yard club AP all day long. Adrian Peterson. Jay Cutler mini card. Oh man, look at this. Whoever's got the Giants is going to be happy. We got Odell Beckham relic. Odell Beckham Jr. A nice white game used. Wow. So that's, if you got the Giants, you're feeling it already. Huge. And the rookies, okay. Now this is box 1. This break's going to be awesome. Down to the base. Here we go. Unleashed. Cardell Patterson. There's no gold card in that. Kids cards. 4,000 yard Tom Brady. New England Patriots. Fantasy Matt Ryan. Fantasy Focus Josh Gordon. Smoke him if you got him. Fantasy 1,000 yard club Reggie Bush. Oh, here we go. Look at this. This is 18 of 59. Donald Brown for the San Diego Chargers. That looks like a black, but it's almost a charcoal. So we'll go with Pierre Thomas power plays. Derek Carr mini. And back to the rookies. That's some serious stuff right there. I mean, we're killing it already, and it's not even halfway through the first box. Base. The Unleashed Vincent Jackson. Kids cards. 4,000 yard club Peyton Manning. Fantasy Erland Johnson for the Lions. Fantasy Focus, we got Eric Decker for the Jets. Fantasy 1,000 yard club Ryan Matthews. Power player is Russell Wilson. Look at this. The pink Darrell Revis. Number 289 of 499. Wow. Look at that. Steve Young mini. Steve Young, attorney at law. Check it out. Google it. He is an attorney. Base. Unleashed. Marshawn, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Lynch. Carson Palmer, hopefully I have a head at the end of the season for the Cardinals. Des Bryant on the Fantasy. Fantasy Focus, Ryan Matthews. Fantasy Vincent Jackson, 1,000 yard club. Reggie Wayne, power players. Earl Thomas. There we go for the Seahawks on the mini. back to the regular. Adjust the camera there a little bit. Colin Kaepernick, Unleashed. Kids cards. Andy Dalton, 4,000 Yard Club. Jason Witten, Fantasy. Fantasy Focus, Jimmy Graham. Saints. Fantasy Frank Gore for the 1,000 Yard Club. DeAndre Hopkins for the Power Players. A.J. McCarron on the mini card. And back to the basics again. Okay, we got another gold there. Rob Gronkowski, check me out on Family Feud. That's a 1411 of 2014. I didn't know we were numbering cards that high, but okay. Von Miller, Unleashed. Couple kids. Phillip Rivers, 4,000 Yard Club. Cam Newton for the Fantasy. And Andrew Luck for the Fantasy Focus. Fantasy. Pierre Garçon, 1,000 Yard Club. Look at this guy. Eli Manning looks like he's coming off a bender. What are the things that can be inflated and deflated? Right. I don't even want to touch that question. Egos. All right. Unleashed. Muhammad Wilkerson for the Jets. Kids Club. Matt Ryan, 4,000 Yard Club. Matt Forte for the Fantasy. Adrian Peterson for the Fantasy Focus. Fantasy. Torrey Smith, 1,000 Yard Club. Ray Rice with the Power Players. Promise not to punch you. Frank Gore. Mini card. Oh, look at this. Sammy Watkins auto. Are you kidding me? 107 of 150. On card auto. Sammy Watkins. That's a nice card. Little wear on the edge there, but ain't gonna damage that. Nice hit. And that's it for box 1. Box 2. Let's do this. Okay, box 2 in the Topps Jumbo case break. Get right to it. Unleashed. Luke Kuechly. Kids. Go get a job. Ben Roethlisberger, 4,000 Yard Club. Jimmy Graham, Fantasy. Fantasy Focus is Ryan Matthews. 1,000 Yard Club, Vincent Jackson. Pierre Garçon, Power Players. Look at this. Wow. Ezekiel Ansah. 126 of 499. Ziggy Ansah. Pink. Aaron Murray mini. And we're back to the back. Flacco Unleashed. Matt Forte. These kids. Philip Rivers, 4,000 Yard Club. Giovanni Bernard for the Fantasy. Fantasy Focus, Jimmy Graham. 1,000 Yard Club, Frank Gore. Power Players, J.J. Watt. Mini card, Reggie Bush. How's the video looking? I'm getting a couple errors. Okay, here we go. Brandon Marshall Unleashed. Couple kids. Peyton Manning, 4,000 Yard Club. Wes Welker for the Fantasy. Fantasy Focus, Adrian Peterson. 1,000 Yard Club, Torrey Smith. Power Players, Tamba Hali for the Chiefs. And mini card, Joe Flacco. I don't know where they get the poses for these mini cards. Looks like he's from the 1960s there. Alex, what's happening, man? I see it's coming in the back door, huh? No crickets. Look at this guy. He's a gold Timmy Jerrigan for the Baltimore Ravens. That is numbered 889 of 2014. We got Joe Flacco Unleashed.
Yes. No way. No.
Matt Ryan, 4,000 Yard Club. Brandon Marshall, Fantasy. Matt Forte, Fantasy Focus. 1,000 Yard Club, AJ Green. Philip Rivers on the mini card. Here we go. And our first auto here is out of this box, Allen Robinson. That's a nice sticker auto. I had to look twice there. I thought maybe it was just often. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Not numbered. And that's it on those. Coming at you. Get down the base. Tons of base. Josh Gordon Unleashed. Carson Palmer, 4,000 Yard Club. Alfred Morris, Fantasy. Fantasy Focus, Josh Gordon. Reggie Bush, 1,000 Yard Club. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, the law firm for the Power Players. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. Oh, we got too many cards. Whoa! Whoa. We got Matt Forte. Just a regular old mini card. Again, Matt looks mad. And then we got an auto, on-card auto mini. Number 1 of 150. Charles Sims. Some of you guys might know him. He's the running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So that's a nice auto mini with a beautiful number 1 of 150. That means that's the first one. It's Phil's nephew. Adam, I'm not. No comment on that last one, Alex. Here we go. Pierre Thomas on the gold. Saints. Unleashed, Jimmy Graham. Kids playing football. 4,000 Yard Club, Tom Brady. Russell Wilson on the Fantasy. J.J. Watt on the Fantasy Focus. Alfred Morris, 1,000 Yard Club. There's a Sammy Watkins mini. Mini cards are always a hit. What do we have here? I've not seen this before. Is that a camo? Andre Williams for the New York Giants. It's a camo print. And when I say camo, I mean camouflage. 23 of 399. Check that out. All right. Twice removed. Yeah, you got that right. My cousin's brother's nephew's niece. Now we're having a nice break here. Cincinnati Bengals on the gold card. AFC. That's interesting. Unleashed Julio Jones. 4,000 yard club Matt Stafford. Alshon Jeffrey for the fantasy. Andrew Luck for Fantasy Focus. 1,000 yard club Pierre Garcon. Here we go with the pink Christian Ponder. That's nice. Number 7 of 499. So that's his number. So that's always nice when you got 7 of 499. There it is. Christian Ponder. Julio Jones mini. Okay. I gotta get cracking on this, man. 15 minutes a box. What's that? Okay, get down to the gold here. Troy Nichols, Arizona Cardinals. Okay, he's got some pipes. Unleashed Aaron Green. What am I saying? Aaron Rodgers for the Green Bay Packers. Ben Roethlisberger, 4,000 yard club. Le'Veon Bell for the fantasy. Anquan Bolden for the fantasy focus. 1,000 yard club is Deshaun Jackson. Mini, Aaron Rodgers. And look at here, here's our first relic patch, 2-color patch. John Paul Football, who doesn't do the money sign anymore. No more money sign from Johnny, but that's a nice patch. So congratulations on the Browns hit. Greg Olsen, the Panthers. Victor Cruz for the Giants. A couple of kids. Drew Brees, 4,000 yard club. Colin Kaepernick, the fantasy. Pierre Garcon, the fantasy focus. Fantasy. Adrian Peterson, 1,000 yard club. Here we go. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron. Not numbered. Let me see. What's special about this card here? It just looks like a regular old card to me. You guys seeing anything special there? I'll set this out and examine it later. Zach Mettenberger, mini card. And then we're back to the regular. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that A-Ron. Aaron. It's Ryan, not Ryan. Alright, last pack of this box 2. No gold in that one. Eric Berry. Unleashed. That guy does not look like a kid. I don't usually stop on the kid cards, but that guy looks like he's a little bit old to be in pump kick and pass. Andy Dalton, 4,000 yard club. Greg Olsen, fantasy. Vernon Davis on a fantasy focus. Jimmy Graham. Paul Kruger on the power players. EJ Manuel on the mini. On the box 3. Got him. Rolling and rolling and rolling. All right, here we go, box 3. All right, Rob Gronkowski on the Unleashed. kids in the house. Drew Brees, 4,000 yard club. Alshon Jeffrey in the fantasy. Antonio Brown on the fantasy focus. 1,000 yard club, Matt Forte. Richard Sherman on the power player. Adrian Foster on the pink. 251 of 499. Andre Johnson, wide receiver for the Texans on the mini card. Ryan Broyles for the Detroit Tigers on the gold. Alshon Jeffrey on the Unleashed. Kids, 4,000 yard club, Andy Dalton. Alfred Morris on the fantasy. Matt Ryan on the fantasy focus. Alshon Jeffrey on the 1,000 yard club. Okay, what do we got here? Demarius Thomas on the mini. And then Jarvis Landry on the 101 of 50 for the Miami Dolphins. Nice on-card auto. Nice hit. The retro thin card. They used to put these in my pack of smokes when I was in Nam. They'd slide right in there with the 2-cent change. You know, a pack of smokes were 23 cents. Nice hit. All right, Joe Hayden on the gold. Coming at you for the Browns. Unleashed, no Sean Moreno. Matt Ryan, 4,000 yard club. Greg Olson on the fantasy. Fantasy focus, Reggie Bush. 1,000 yard club, Harry Douglas. Yeah, I'm a veteran, but I was not in Nam. I was in first call 4. Marine Corps, hoorah. Denarius Moore. Look at that. That's straight gangster. Straight out of Compton. Okay. Vernon Davis on the Unleashed. Ben Roethlisberger, 4,000 yard club. Colin Kaepernick on the fantasy. Fantasy focus, Andy Dalton. Eric Decker, 1,000 yard club. Brandon Pettigrew on the power players for the Detroit Lions. Hey, thanks for your service in Afghanistan, brother. Kelvin Benjamin on the mini. He looks like he's 10 years old. Take a look at that. Looks like he should be doing a Kool-Aid commercial. Oh, you know what? There's a Daryl Richardson, another camo card. I almost missed that. Sorry about that, fellas. Numbered 97 to 399. There it is. Unleashed, Russell Wilson. Look at this kid, man. Living the dream. Phillip Rivers, 4,000 yard club. Le'Veon Bell for the fantasy. Marshawn Lynch on the fantasy focus. Brandon Marshall, 1,000 yard club. Drew Brees on the power player. Drew Brees! Larry Fitzgerald on the mini. Larry looks like his grandpa, even 2014. Gold cards going for the team card, AFC Baltimore Ravens. Unleashed is Phillip Rivers. Caden Camper leading off the kids cards. Peyton Manning, 4,000 yard club. I mean, Des Bryant on the fantasy. Marshawn Lynch in the fantasy focus. We've got several of those. 1,000 yard club. Demarius Thomas. Mike Wallace on the mini. Mike looking tough there. He's clearly not posing for this picture. Alright, we're almost about halfway through this case here. A couple more packs. Burning them. Okay, for the Oakland Raiders, George Atkinson III. Yeah, I missed him at the combine. Unleashed Clay Matthews. 4,000 yard club Tom Brady. Calvin Johnson on the fantasy. Jordy Matthews on the fantasy focus. Keenan Allen on the 1,000 yard club. CJ Fiedowitz. CJ Fiedowitz. Okay. Just a regular card in there. There's a rookie card. Devontae Adams. The 00. Devontae Adams. A little bit resemblance there of Jerry Rice, huh? Where was Jerry at 20 years ago? Okay, moving right along. The Unleashed for the Kansas City Chiefs. Jamal Charles. Kids cards. 4,000 yard club Tom Brady. He was only like 3 guys that qualified for that, right? Aaron Rodgers for the Green Bay Packers on the fantasy. Reggie Bush on the fantasy focus. Chris Johnson, 1,000 yard club. Justin Blackman on the power players. Ryan Tannehill on the mini card. And then Cleveland Browns auto. Terrence West. It's a nice looking card. Nice image, nice pose, nice lighting. Congratulations to the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are doing alright on this break too. Unleashed Ndamukong Suh for the Detroit Lions kids cards. Carson Palmer, 4,000 yard club. Jason Witten on the fantasy focus. AJ Green. Fantasy 1,000 yard club Andre Johnson. C. Strunk for the Redskins. And then our next relic here is Marquise Lee. That's a thick one. There's about 130, maybe 180. Nice black. If you look very close, you can see a little bit of a seam there. Marquise Lee. Player worn. Nice. Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay. Unleashed. Drew Brees. New Orleans Saints. Kids cards. 4,000 yard club. Matty Stafford. Rob Gronkowski on the fantasy. Jordy Nelson on the fantasy focus. Fantasy. LaShawn McCoy, the former Philadelphia Eagle. Zach Stacy on the power player. Reggie Wayne. Old school Reggie Wayne on the mini card. And that's it for box 3. So let me clear some of this up before I get going on the box 4. So far, so good on this. All right, here we go.
Yes.
Box number 4 out of this case. All right, starting with the Unleashed. Adrian Peterson. Kids cards. 4,000 Yard Club, Carson Palmer. Vernon Davis on the Fantasy. Jordan Cameron Fantasy Focus. 1,000 Yard Club, Julian Edelman. Geno Smith. Whoa, power player, Geno Smith. Look out. And here we go, another pink, George Atkinson III. We already got one of those, but this is number 8 of 499. Now, LaDainian Tomlinson. Here's a little treat for you. Go on YouTube and Google LT Style. A nice little commercial for you with LaDainian Tomlinson. All right. It's called the Electric Glide. It's a great promo with LT. All right, Unleashed, Alden Smith. 4,000 Yard Club, Andy Dalton. Demarius Thomas on the Fantasy. Fantasy Focus is going to be Brandon Marshall. The Bears. DeMarco Murray, 1,000 Yard Club. Jacoby Jones on the Power Players. Look at this. Wow. Bo Jackson. Bo knows football. Check him out, youngsters. Nice. All right. Okay, first up in the gold is Antonio Brown. I thought it was a team card, but it's not. It's Antonio Brown for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh. Unleashed is Wes Welker. Kids cards. Drew Brees, 4,000 Yard Club. Eric Decker on the Fantasy. And Marquise Colston for the Fantasy Focus. 1,000 Yard Club, Des Bryant. Mini card, Odell Beckham Jr. That's the first mini I think I've seen of him. If we can get it to focus. There it is. OB. And here we go with an auto. Jordan Reed. Top certified autograph for the Washington Redskins. Giants are stacked tonight so far. So there's a nice auto. Alright.
Yes.
Right down to the action here. Ace Sanders. 1805. Jacksonville Jaguars on the gold. Unleashed RG3, Robert Griffin III. Kids cards. 4,000 yard club, Ben Roethlisberger. Fantasy strategies, Reggie Bush. Fantasy focus, Nick Foles. Won't get fooled again. 1,000 yard club, Jamal Charles. Robert Quinn stuck in there. And then we have Alshon Jeffrey Mini. And Ryan Grant, the camo card. Camo toe. Camo fro. Next up, Reggie Wayne Unleashed. Kids cards. Matty Ryan, 4,000 yard club. Andrew Luck, fantasy strategies. Colin Kaepernick on the fantasy focus.
Yes.
Eddie Lacy, 1,000 yard club. Alshon Jeffrey on the power play. Marcus Allen, yeah, with the retro Raiders running backs tonight. Well, I think Marcus Allen's kid is in this class, right?
Yes. No way.
No, it's not going to focus.
Go all the way.
Robbie. Next up. Deion Jordan on the gold. Miami Dolphins. Unleashed AJ Green. Kids cards. 4,000 yard club, Phillip Rivers. Jimmy Graham on the fantasy strategies. Fantasy focus is DeMarco Murray. 1,000 yard club, Antonio Brown. Here's our pink, Eric Weddle. 400 of 499. That's not focus. Dante Moncrief. Le'Veon Bell for the gold. Pittsburgh Steelers. Unleashed Eddie Lacy. Kids card. 4,000 yard club, Carson Palmer. Wes Welker on the fantasy strategies. Larry Fitzgerald on fantasy focus. 1,000 yard club, no Sean Moreno. Mini card, Adrian Peterson. And then here we go with our first relic of this box. I think it's the first one. Brandon Cooks for the New Orleans Saints. It's a nice game worn. Congratulations to the New Orleans Saints. Peyton Manning Unleashed. 4,000 Matty Stafford. Russell Wilson Fantasy Strategies. Jason Witten Fantasy Focus. Jordy Nelson 1,000-Yard Club. A punter. All-Pro punter. Johnny Hekker. 33 of 59. There's your punter card that you were waiting for. St. Louis Rams. Whoever had the over-under on that, you won. Aaron Dotson, power players. Jason Amaro. Yeah. Double 8. Flip it along. Alright. For the Jets, Jalen Saunders. Unleashed, Patrick Peterson. 4,000-Yard Club, Peyton Manning. Giovanni Bernard for the Fantasy Strategies. LeVar Bowman for the Fantasy Focus. Brian Hartline, 1,000-Yard Club. Troy, say it ain't so. Pert is run out. Palomalu. And that's it on that pack. Alright.
Yes.
Alright, Unleashed, Kendall Wright. 4,000-Yard Club, Tom Brady. Brandon Marshall for the Fantasy Strategies. Julian Edelman for the Fantasy Focus. 1,000-Yard Club, Anquan Bolden. Power players, Keenan Allen for the San Diego Chargers. Uh-oh. That slipped out. J.J. Watt Mini. And then we've got an auto mini, Carlos Hyde, running back, San Francisco 49ers. And that's numbered 74 of 150. 74 of 150. Seriously. I guess it's not going to focus. You're going to have to trust me on it. Okay. Nice auto. That wraps up that box. Now we're heading to box 5. Get cracking here. Things are going good, and then you slow down and look back and you're like, whoa. Alright, box 5. Here we go. Get down. Unleash, Frank Gore. Kids cards. 4,000-Yard Matty Stafford. Percy Harvin on the Fantasy Strategies. Vernon Davis, Fantasy Focus. 1,000-Yard Club, Jimmy Graham. Morris Claiborne on the Power Player. Here we go. Jeremy Kearley for the Jets. The pink. 164 $4.99. Rob Gronkowski on the mini. That's it. Unleashed, Tom Brady. Drew Brees, 4,000-Yard Club. DeMarco Murray, Fantasy Strategy. T.Y. Hilton, Fantasy Focus. Josh Gordon, 1,000-Yard Club. Julian Edelman, Power Players. Marquise Lee on the mini. Now we're back to the regular case. Oh yeah. Browns are my team. Hometown. Washington Redskins on the gold card, team card. NFC. Cam Newton on the Unleashed. 4,000 yard club, Carson Palmer. Deshaun Jackson on the Fantasy Strategy. Anquan Bolden on the Focus. Fantasy Focus. 1,000 yard club, Deshaun Jackson. Mini, Colin Kaepernick. And then on the auto, for the Patriots, Shane Vereen. Nice hit. Nice hit for the Patriots. Well, it looks like something special coming through here. Man, chunking up on the base for sure. Look at this. Jacksonville Jaguars gold card. I like the helmets. There's the multicolored helmet. Unleashed J.J. Watt. Kids cards. 4,000 yard club. Mandy Dalton. Drew Brees and Fantasy Strategies. Aaron Rodgers Fantasy Focus. Marshawn Lynch 1,000 yard club. Look at this guy. You might have to Google him. Barry Sanders, Detroit Lions on the mini. Looking fresh. Greg Hardy on the camo card. 325 out of 399. Unleashed. Here we go. Torrey Smith, Baltimore Ravens. Ben Roethlisberger, 4,000 yard club. AJ Green, Fantasy Strategies. Zach Stacy on the Fantasy Focus. 1,000 yard club. Keenan Allen. Excuse me. Des Bryant on the Power Players. Awesome. Get that sneeze in there. LaShawn McCoy on the mini. Man, this camera is not focusing very well today. That's what she said. Oh, that ain't gonna help. Okay. Kenny Stills, New Orleans Saints on the gold. There we go. Troy Polamalu on Unleashed. 4,000 yard club, Matt Ryan. Vincent Jackson on the Fantasy Strategies. Jamal Charles on the Fantasy Focus. 1,000 yard club. There's a Titan. Someone was looking for a Titan. Chris Johnson. It's not what you're looking for, but I know. Jimmy Garoppolo. He's going to get a starting job this year, starting out of the gate. He'll take Brady's job like Brady took Bledsoe's job. Goes around, comes around, right? Sweet revenge for Drew Bledsoe. Torrey Smith on the gold card for the Baltimore Ravens. Unleashed is Phillip Rivers. Tom Brady on the 4,000 yard club. Larry Fitzgerald on Fantasy Strategies. Ben Roethlisberger on the Fantasy Focus. LaShawn McCoy, 1,000 yard club. Tom Mahomes. Look at this guy. Fresh out of making Wranglers commercials and Racer commercials and GoDaddy commercials. It's the one and only Brett Favre, the Favre Carve. Get your sandwiches cut fresh. Unleashed Jamal Charles. 4,000 yard club Phillip Rivers. Jordan Cameron for the Browns in the fantasy strategies. Cam Newton, that's a nice looking card there on the fantasy focus. Demaryius Thomas 1,000 yard club. Ryan Tannehill power players. Kiko Alonso. These cards are hilarious. We should make t-shirts with these guys. Look at this. Sneaky little auto in here. Brandon Cooks for the New Orleans Saints. Nice looking auto. Congratulations to the Saints. Dre Archer for the Steelers on the gold. Ndamukong Suh on the Unleashed. Matt Stafford, 4,000 yard club. Tom Brady on the fantasy strategies. Vincent Jackson on the fantasy focus. T.Y. Hilton, 1,000 yard club. Ndamukong Suh on the mini. And our first, D'Anthony Thomas, 2-color patch relic. Nice looking seam there with some nice stitching on it. Nice hit. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. Unleashed Drew Brees. 4,000 yard club Peyton Manning. Ray Rice on the fantasy strategies. Dez Bryant on the focus. Andre Johnson, 1,000 yard club. Matt Ryan, the power players. Carlos Hyde on the mini. Alright, we're down to the final box. Last box in this full case break 2014 Prestige Worldwide in the dungeon, coming to you live with Hockey Rob. Wrapping up the full case break on the Topps Jumbo. Thank you all that got in on the break. Good luck finishing out this box. Unleashed Adrian Peterson. New Orleans Saints, Drew Brees, 4,000 yard club. Victor Cruz on the fantasy strategy. Tom Brady on the fantasy focus. T.Y. Hilton, 1,000 yard club. Brent Selleck, power player. San Diego Chargers, a team card on the pink. San Diego Chargers team card. Number 185 of 499. Geno Smith on the mini. I don't know if that's no, it is what it is. It's Geno Smith. Ray Malaluga on the gold card. Wes Welker, 4,000. Andy Dalton, Matt Forte on a fantasy strategy, fantasy focus. Peyton Manning, Julian Edelman on the 1,000 yard club. Robert Quinn on the mini. You got to be kidding me! Look at here, Andre Johnson auto. Houston Texans. I haven't seen Andre Johnson in a while. Nice auto. Nice looking card. There we go.
She said hi. She's been texting me.
Unleashed, Alden Smith. Ben Roethlisberger, 4,000 yard club. Cam Newton, fantasy strategies. No Sean Moreno on the fantasy focus. Des Bryant on the 1,000 yard club. Tennessee Titans on the gray, 11 of 59. Rod Streeter, Allen Robinson. All right. Bobby Rainey for the Tampa Bay Bucks on the gold. Unleash Robert Griffin III. Matt Ryan, 4,000 yard club. Matt Ryan, fantasy strategy. Deshaun Jackson, the fantasy focus. 1,000 yard club, DeMarco Murray. Deshaun Jackson on the mini. Joseph Fiorina on the camo card for the Detroit Lions. Numbered 6 of 399. I'm sorry, 51 of 399. Unleashed, Reggie Wayne. Phillip Rivers, 4,000 yard club. Doug Martin, fantasy focus. Demarius Thomas, fantasy. Jamal Charles, 1,000 yard club. Torrey Smith and the power players. Tony Romo on the mini. He's still got a C on his chest. I don't know how that happens. Down the last 5 packs. Wrap this up. Alright, down to the gold here. Bradley Roby. Denver Broncos. Robbie. AJ Green. Tom Brady, 4,000 yard club. Percy Harvin on the fantasy strategies. Russell Wilson on the fantasy focus. Eddie Lacy in the 1,000 yard club. Tavon Austin on the mini. Okay, on the green, on the gold card, Green Bay Packers. Unleashed, Patrick Peterson. Matt Stafford, 4,000 yard club. DeMarco Murray, fantasy strategies. Eddie Lacy, fantasy focus. Anquan Bolden, 1,000 yard club. Giovanni Bernard on the mini. All right. Kendall Wright, the Unleashed. Peyton Manning, 4,000 yard club. Deshaun Jackson, fantasy strategies. Drew Brees on the fantasy focus. Antonio Brown, 1,000 yard club. CJ Spiller, power player. Jarvis Landry on the mini. And Jimmy Garoppolo with the auto. Your starting quarterback for the New England Patriots. He likes his balls big. Alright. Winding down here, Julio Jones. For the Atlanta Falcons on the gold, the unleashed Eddie Lacy. Keeps cards out of there. Drew Brees on the 4,000 yard. AJ Green on the Fantasy Strategies. Giovanni Bernard on the Fantasy Focus. Jordy Nelson on the 1,000 yard club. Taj Boyd. Michael Sam. Congratulations on the Michael Sam patch. There's a little bit of white in there too. I'm sure you'll be happy with that one. And then the last pack. Peyton Manning. Carson Palmer on the 4,000 yard club. Drew Brees, Fantasy Strategies. 1,000 yard club. Malcolm Smith. Tom Brady and the Power Players. Alfred Morris on the mini. And that's it. So that wraps it up. Appreciate everybody getting in on the break. We'll get these boxed up, sent out to you. Hope you enjoyed it. Welcome. Thank you for your service, and thank you for your support, Prestige Worldwide. Look for more breaks. We got some eBay breaks coming up, and more football, basketball, and baseball. Talk to you soon. Have a good night.